there is a method to my madness. I will have to say that. So what do I mean by that? I mean, when I thought about this channel, and I was thinking about it for a long time, probably a year, and I only recently decided that I'm gonna go ahead and do it. But it wasn't just some random, hey, let me just throw a bunch of stuff in a bucket and talk about it. It's really stuff that's important to me and what I thought would be, or I believe would be important to people my age. I mean, I know each one of us, if you think about it, we grew up differently. I mean, we grew up in a time that was much slower, more of an analog time, where things went more slow. You know, when I was a kid, we went out and played, you know? We went out and played touch football, or we shot marbles, or we went exploring the hilltops, you know? I had 3 years of my life as a child. I lived in Hawaii. I was barefoot the whole time. We were running around, you know, no shirts and barefoot and just, you know, exploring and having a great time. I mean, we played sports and we, you know, played with friends and, you know, always outside, go, go, go the whole life. And, you know, it's just not like that today. People are way less active. I mean, they're way tied into their Xbox and PlayStation and, you know, and so when I was a kid, you know, we felt value for, you know, authority. I mean, our teachers were everything, and our police officer, firefighters. I mean, that was just, you know, you went to church. I mean, I didn't meet Jesus personally until I was later years, but believe me, I had respect for him. And, you know, when we were raised, you know, the money, I mean, our money back in the 70s went somewhere, right? I mean, it wasn't devalued like it is today. And so for me, there was just it was just a different time. It was more of a hopeful time. And so we thought that, you know, what we could do, we could achieve. And I think there was this healthy respect for people of older age. And so today, I'm not throwing everybody on the bus, but I mean, I think the marketers understand that the demographic, a younger demographic, means more sales long term for them. And so if their constant target audience is younger people, you know, they're going to appeal to that. They're going to appeal to everything about that, even at the base level. And so lots of tradition, lots of other things go out the window in the name of marketing. I mean, I'm not putting people down. I'm not saying, hey, don't go market, but that's just a reality we live in. And so when I think about what's important, I think about, you know, in this world, I need to be strong, physically strong. You know, I have to work on my strength and my health. I owe it to my wife. I owe it to my family. I owe it to myself. So when I talk about those things with you, I feel like that's important. And I also feel like people who don't have a purpose or a vision, you know, or something to look forward to, I feel like they just give up, you know? And so that's why I feel like travel is so important. Being mobile, getting out, even if it's planning, you know, a weekend to the park or something. I mean, it's something to look forward to. It's something to motivate you for the future. So that's why I talk about destinations, places to go. Can you imagine this, imagine that? And then in the doing, you learn from people who are there or who are learning. So that's why the comments are so important in the community. And then the other thing is, like, you know, sound money. You know, I look at a quarter from 1964, and that same quarter today in silver value could be worth $5, $6, $7, $8. It's not a quarter. So what's happened is things got more expensive, or has our money devalued? And that's the dirty little secret. The money devalues. They print 8% a year, right? It's like the old Monopoly game. If you keep adding 500s into the game, then people can have unlimited and assets go up. And so that's what's happened. The asset class has gotten richer, and the average Joe is the frog in the pot, right? And so that's why I believe in sound money. That's why I believe in Bitcoin. I mean, that's why I believe that I'm not so old that I can't embrace new technology. Of course I have to. I mean, right? Adapt or die. That's the saying. And then, you know, the reason I talk about faith is because at the end of it all, we're only here for a short time. I mean, this is it, you know? You could live 80, 90, 100 years, but someday you're checking out. We all are. And so I think about, you know, what's eternal look like? What's eternity look like? And so that's why I share my faith. Because for me, my hope is in Jesus. You know, I made that decision at about 28, 29 years old. And so my hope ultimately is in him. And so, you know, I believe in eternal life. So, you know, call me crazy, but you know, that's reality. And I'm sure, I know a lot of you do the same thing because you're telling me, and that's fantastic. So those are the things that we focus on here at this channel. I mean, and if you're just checking in now today, I would challenge you to go back and check out my other videos. You know, it's really has a purpose. It's not just some random things thrown together. It's, you know, I care for you guys, you gals who, you know, have struggles and who are, you know, looking for camaraderie. A lot of us were military and we understood what camaraderie was. We understood what it was like. A lot of you guys are fraternity guys. A lot of you guys are, you know, you had camaraderie. And so that's what this channel is. Make friends, you know, encourage one another on. And so that's my purpose. That's my goal. And so I'm gonna start challenging in different areas, each of us, myself, to do better. So if you like this, if you find value in my channel, I would ask you to subscribe, give a like, share it, tell your friends, and you know, God bless and have a great day.